New at 10, two guns used in recent school shootings out of state have been traced back to Arizona. Officials say the gun used by the student in Nashville last month and another one used by a gunman at a school in Northern California were both originally purchased here. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis. Caribe has the night off. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono sat down with the ATF here in the Valley to learn more about how guns used in crimes are traced. She's with us live in studio. And Bianca, what are they saying?
Well, Mark, the ATF says gun crimes are often committed by those prohibited from possessing firearms in the first place. So tracing where guns came from after a crime occurs often leads to additional arrests. On December 4th, 2024, a 56-year-old man conned his way onto the campus of a small school in Northern California, shooting and nearly killing two elementary school students. The following month, on January 22nd this year, a 17-year-old student opened fire at his high school in Nashville, killing a student and hurting another. In both cases, the gunmen took their own lives, but the investigations didn't end with them. Officials would later learn the guns in both crimes came from Arizona.
There's no national registry of firearms in the United States.
Brendan Iber is the special agent in charge of the ATF's Phoenix Field Division and says that's why the ATF uses a program called E-Trace to find out where guns used in crimes came from.
It brings us back to the manufacturer. We have to reach out to the manufacturer, find out who the distributor was from there, down to the federal firearms licensee, the gun store that you have.
Iber says law enforcement officials will then interview the original purchaser and continue to follow the distribution chain until the day of the crime they're investigating.
How did they get that firearm in the first place? You want to see how that firearm traveled from the legal sale into that criminal element there.
Iber says in 2024, there were around 19,000 traces of crime guns initiated in Arizona. Most of those guns were also sourced here. But ATF data from 2023 shows more than 5,700 guns used in crimes out of state were also sourced from Arizona.
We have quite a few cases where firearms are being purchased in Arizona via straw purchase or some other mean and ending up in the state of California, ending up in Canada, ending up in Mexico, ending up in other states.
Iber says tracing is critical because it often uncovers trafficking networks and additional crimes that may have been committed.
When it's recovered in a crime, a lot of the times it's in the hands of prohibited possessors, someone that shouldn't possess firearms in the first place.
Which is exactly what happened in the California case. The shooter was a convicted felon and was prohibited from possessing firearms. So was the person who sold the gun to him at a motel in Chandler, Jesse Kitagawa. Because of E-Trace, Kitagawa now faces charges of his own.
You save so many lives if you can cut that pipeline off before they ever get into the hands of those individuals. And you can't put a number on how many lives you save when you do that.
And Iber tells me nationally, the average time from when a firearm is purchased legally to when it's used in a crime is about 7 years. We're live in studio tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks.